Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's round 3 of season 19 at SLR. We're heading to Mexico and yeah, looks like it's going to be dry conditions today in the quali at least, but as you can see on screen we've got our track intro guide. So yeah, Mexico City, South America. The elevation will be high, the temperature will be high, and things are heating up in Tier 1 as we see the track guide here. It's got 3 sectors, this race has 3 sectors, and yeah, the tire choice as always, soft, medium, hard. Lots of different turns here, and yeah, it's a very interesting track. Some people love it, some people hate it, and yeah. Let's head over to the race session where I'm actually in a car, which is great, but while I sort that out, I'll introduce my co-commentator for today. It is Bailey Thompson, the season 18 champion. So, how are you doing,
Hello.
Billy?
I'm okay, I'm good. I'm a bit of a difference for me there in the comms booth, but you know, when you can't drive, you find a way to somehow watch the race.
Yeah, it's been a
So,
while. It's been a while. You did do comms a long time ago, but good to have you back.
yeah, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Hopefully, my know-how comes into some use. Gonna see where the race is headed as we get qualifying underway.
Yep, and as say, it looks like dry conditions for quali at least, and yeah, everybody's heading out on track. I have done the stupidest thing and taken a car for this, so we will speak after about that. But yeah, drivers on track. What can you say about this track? Are you a fan of this one or not?
I do quite enjoy this track. I think it's very nice to drive. Very kind of flowing through the middle sector, and yeah, I think it'll be definitely interesting to see how other people handle it. Very capable drivers in Tier 1, so I will just see how they get on with it. Just very easy to invalidate, so I think we'll have to watch out for some of those in qualifying.
Yeah, Sector 1 has that long start-finish straight, and then you've got, it's like one DRS zone, isn't it? You've got the start-finish straight is one DRS zone, but if you have it for the start-finish straight, you will also have it for the straight after turn 3, and then heading into the kind of tight twisty part of the track, onto the S's, and then into the stadium section, which is Sector 3, which is quite technical as well, as Tuna is out. What is going on? That was...
I think he's left the session.
Yeah, I see his car on track there, just pulling over to the side of the road.
Are we having a restart?
Oh, this might be good. This could be good for me.
Possibly. Icewind has also left. I think we might be restarting the lobby here, so...
Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, but we will have a look anyway. I mean, with me on the grid, it's a full grid, so there's always... You know,
it looks like Noah's starting his lap anyway. Persigelli got a 5-place grid penalty there as well. I don't quite know what's happening here. I'm gonna keep checking. Yeah, they're restarting the lobby here, so... I wonder why?
Yeah.
I think the only issue would be you in a car where it just instantly get tires afterwards, so I don't...
I do see in the Discord they're saying it was a bugged lobby, so... Oh, and Tuna says Chief took a car, so... Oh god. Oh god. I've only been doing this for like forever.
It is easy done. Easy done. I think you know, we just have to delay the action a bit longer. You know, makes us want it more, I suppose.
Right, let's have a look. Tuna, where are you? So, join game. Yeah, so we'll not take long to get underway, but yeah, Mexico. I always hated this track, but then I realized I only hated it because I was slow at it, and then I got some pace, and then I liked the track, but I still sucked at it. I mean, I was struggling in Tier 4, so.
Yeah, generally, what happens when you practice a track you don't like a lot, you end up living it because you're suddenly quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, let's just get into the lobby here.
Okay, right, spectator. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so I mean, it was dry conditions in quali, so I'm assuming they're gonna go for Maybe custom, or maybe they're gonna dynamic weather it again. Roll the
Yeah,
dice.
that's the question on a Christian's mind as well. I reckon roll the dice. A bit of rain could be interesting. I know it's Mexico, so you don't get it often. But we saw how entertaining the wets were in Monza, so I think a little bit of rain, spice it up.
Yeah, we do like a bit of rain in the race. Changeable conditions preferably, because I don't know, like sometimes when you get a full wet race, it's can be a bit tedious in terms of overtaking. We saw that last week. It was
Yeah, yeah.
quite a struggle for anyone to overtake, but it can be done, but it's very tricky in those conditions.
Yeah, it's not something you really want. You don't want to really be stuck behind a Mercedes for 11 laps, I'll tell you that. It's yeah, I think at Mexico it might be a bit better, just in terms of the long straight and the kind of the tightening corners of it. I think it might be a bit easier to overtake on the wet. It's
Yeah,
just yeah.
and you know the S's as well. Like I mean, the big feature in the S's in the race is the tire wear. As the
Yeah.
tires, as the wear gets higher, and the tires they do behave differently. It starts sliding, and then you have to take that into account. You can't just full steam it for the S's. So I think for the guys that do practice, but practice like a 50% race, having that knowledge is going to be crucial. I think in today's race, unless it's wet race, but we will find out shortly as we're almost about to get underway here.
Very, very, very soon. I think just a conversation about weather in the Discord right now. Tuna saying dynamic and not many people being happy about that.
Yeah, I see that.
As a commentator, I think wet weather's a lot more exciting than dry. So, I think if I was in their shoes, though, I would definitely want it to be dry. I don't think wet would be something I'd enjoy. But yeah, a little bit of variation goes a long way in terms of entertainment.
Yeah, it's nothing worse than practicing all week for a dry race and dry conditions, and then it's a wet race.
Yeah, yeah.
You're getting some hype in chat here. My favorite SLR champ in the booth and Chief. Let's go.
I'll, I'm hoping to run it and win it this season. So I'm not gonna do it from here. But once that wheel gets fixed, trust. Two-time SLR champ and shape.
See, Speedy's changed his name as well to Not So Speedy or Not Very Speedy.
He's just trying to gain some sympathy.
How times have changed though. You remember the time Speedy was like top dog in SLR?
Yep.
On the pad, just creaming everybody.
No, I won't go that far. I think I'll give him a run. Yeah, man, he's used to be one of the best. He's still 2-1 though, so so it's still technically one of the best.
Yeah, I think he's got a really good performance in him somewhere, but I don't think he
Yep.
does as much. He's not really into the game as much as he would have been previously.
He just needs maybe just something to boost his confidence, Never know. He keeps it clean today. I think penalties will play a big part. He could snatch some decent points away.
Yeah, with 19 drivers in the lobby, so we're about to get underway. They should be getting their ready up anytime soon. What about setup, Billy? Like, well, I noticed in TT you always had like it seemed like your setup was always like different than other people's. Were you the kind of person who would work on a setup all week, or would you just try and find a good one and adapt it?
I normally just nick the time trial setup and just adapt it, but you don't really want to use time trial setups in these longer races. They tend to not pan out and be very, very harsh on tires. I don't normally use my actual race setups in time trial, so I think it's only really Christian and maybe like Snacks that really get my setups firsthand. But yeah, I changed a lot of stuff, and I think everyone today will be running a lot lower wings than what they were running in time trial. I think we'll be into the low 20s, high teens. I think it'll play a big part in the race, and we can see who really has the advantage on that long straight.
Yeah, it tends to be you know you want to get the lowest wings possible, but obviously you compromise in the twisty sections where there's more corners featured. But yeah, getting that balance. But it's always it sucks whenever you're in a race and you realize that you didn't go low enough in your wings as everybody passes you on the straight.
Yeah. I think we'll see that in the turn one. I think obviously higher wings, you're going to be better in qualifying. So maybe we'll see the guy that gets pulled be P4 by the time we get to turn one.
Yeah, and I wonder if anyone's going to take the Verstappen line in turn one.
Well, you never know. We could see a couple of strays on the grass. I think the game's probably a bit harsher than the real FIA stewards. So. Yeah, we're readying up now, getting ready for the race.
I'm just counting how many fins we have today. 6, 7, 8 fins. 9.
It's like half the grid at this point.
I know. And when the fins don't show up for a tier 1 race, it's like we're screwed.
Yeah, the Finns don't show up for a tier 1 race and we're racing. I think that's finally a podium for me.
Yeah, Baku last season we had to cancel because like the Finns were just like, nah.
We're not teaming Baku. Yeah, but it gave birth to the beautiful 50-50 in tier 2 in the wings. So. Every closed door has an open one somewhere, I suppose.
Exactly, yeah. Lepson sent Chief, I might be the Piastri of SLR in terms of bottling and insanely skilled bottling from him. Okay. Yeah. Lep should have won. He was in tier 2 a few seasons ago. Should have won, and I don't know what it was, but it would be like last lap he's leading, and he would just spin off on his own. And
I've been there.
he threw it. He threw the whole championship. He was so close. But here we are. Yeah, it is dry conditions, so it looks like we're mimicking the conditions of the first session. And yeah, I'm sure the guys are eager to get away. It's been a while since we've been racing, and Icewind retired. Yeah, we saw this last week. Icewind and his teammate McKender retiring at the start of the quality session and trying to do the last, the first.
Yeah, it almost worked out for McKender in Australia. He almost got that last to first. But I guess it spices them up for them if they don't want to practice as hard and kind of rug up and have fun. I guess it kind of helps them.
I heard a rumor that they're boycotting, that they didn't get their first choice of car.
What was their first choice of car?
I can't remember, but
I mean, if it was Red Bull, I wouldn't mind swapping. Yeah, as we heading out on track now, I'm just trying to find the person who might be the first out on track. I think it's the Williams of Wirch. Yeah, it is. Wirch on a new wheel this week. Posted about it, so we'll see if that gives them any pace. In terms of what he used to be able to do.
Yeah, he was always fast enough, but not really able to challenge for, the upper end of the grid. But let's see how this new wheel does. Sometimes you get a new bit of equipment and you start practicing a bit more and can kind of dial in a bit more. But yeah, let's have a look. I'll go on board with Wirch actually as he comes around the final corner. And quite an important exit here to get onto the straight, as it's a long straight all the way down to turn 1.
Yeah, he lost the rear a little bit on exit, which won't help him. Might be a couple hundredths there as he comes onto the straight, but it'll be one to get him that straightened out before his next run. A bit inconsistent with the battery usage as well. Decides to deploy again halfway down the straight instead of just continually. Wow, very, wow, yeah. He'll be backing out of that one. As Noah begins his lap. So one of the main guys, one of the main title contenders, I'd say, this season, currently third in the standings. We'll see how he goes on the rundown into turn 1. Hopefully a bit better than what you'd think. Nice over the curves. Decides to short shift up into 4th to get the power down earlier. Obviously reduced power on the exit. So we'll see what the first sector split is. It's a 27.8, so quite a solid one. As he keeps it tight. And now into the double apex corner. Loses the rear a little bit, but quite clean on exit and entry. Bunny hops all the curves, trying to get round as quick as you can without cutting the corners. Burning ERS the whole way through, DRS open. He's got a Red Bull in front of him as he comes into the last sector, down to 4th gear, clips the curb on the entry, gets a good exit, and now into the hairpin. He spun it. He is... Oh. What would have been a good lap for Noah has turned into a bit of a nightmare at the stadium section.
Yeah, unfortunate for him, but he does cross the line and goes 1:15.9, good enough for P2 for now. 1 second off Mr. Pizza, 1:14.9. It's X-Jersey at the top, but it's now Tuna who just came around the final corner there, 14.8, so Mercedes are on top momentarily as Ben crossing the line, going P1, Tisto 14.6. These times are coming down fast.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of variation through the grid. I think maybe people just taking it easy not to invalidate on this first banker run would make sense. I'm running on board of Persigelli right now as he comes through the last corner. We'll see where he can put it on the grid in comparison to the time set so far. He goes top with a 14.3.
Nicely done. Yep.
Yep.
The other Ferrari, Kit. Yeah, Kit's coming across the line, 15.2. But we also have Christian. He's about to cross the line. He goes P1, 14.3. So just pipping Persigelli to P1 for now. So.
Yep. Very good lap. Very good bankers from Persigelli and Christian there to get straight into the low area of the 14s. I think Christian can do better. I think Persigelli will also be wanting to improve on that. I think there's definitely a time in there for Noah, and hopefully a bit more time, you'd think, from Tuna. Half a second currently off the top from last week's race winner.
Yep, now I'm on board with Speedy, coming out of the final corner, wrestles the steering wheel to try to get that power down early. Across the line, P10, 15.3 from him.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Only a 10th off Kit, so he's looking to try and break his way into the top 10 at that time.
Yeah, and I think the only driver on a run at the minute, maybe there's a few others actually, but I'm seeing Eagle Ghost heading into the S's here. He is the defending Tier 3 champion. We don't have a Tier 3 this season. He represents Tier 3 and Tier 1. Let's see how he does here, as he does have a bit of traffic ahead to navigate. I think it's actually his teammate who gives him the slightest bit of slipstream. Might actually give him a bit of dirty air here coming into the stadium section. And he pulls out of the way.
Oh, doesn't really get the car turned in there on entry. Not really much power application on the exit either. It's a 16.1 for Eagle. He'll be hoping to improve on that. As everyone's back into the pits now after their first initial runs. So I think we kind of got the grid currently kind of who we thought would be at the top, who we kind of expect to be at the top with Christian and Persigelli. And we'll see how it pans out though.
Yeah, and we see the V-Carb guys have retired in the pits. So only really 3 drivers weren't able to set a time there due to track invalidations. But they will get at least 2 more chances. Oh, and who's that off? That's Tilda. Into the barrier there in the S's. On his in-lap, I think. Maybe pushing. Maybe he was doing a second lap there. Pushing a bit too much.
Yeah. He's got half of his battery missing, so I'm going to assume he was on a push. Maybe just invalidated his first one and decided to go again. But that's definitely those set of tyres ruined. Oh, he's staying out on the track. Maybe this is maybe this is his practice.
I'm getting that impression, yeah. He was very fast in Tier 3 last season, but he was motivated by that. He was one of the title contenders, so he also got a new rig and improved massively, but looks like he's maybe taking it a bit easier this season in terms of practice.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to see him set a particularly competitive time on that set of tyres and on that minimal amount of battery. Already about a second away of what you'd expect into Sector 1.
Yeah, and Valdez in the Sector 2. So let's see who else we got. We got Tisto, Ben, Tuna, and Xorse all out on their out lap. So let's see if we can work out who's first. I think it might be Ben actually.
Yes, yeah, in the stadium section now. So we'll see what Ben can do. Quite a quick driver on his day, and we'll see if today is that. As he comes on the main straight, and you can sort of just have a bit of a nap as you press the DRS on. Not much to really do here. He's got a couple cars coming out the pits, but they should get out of his way. His teammate on the exit, as you want to break at about the 100-meter board and go down the third. Go out a bit wider to clip the second apex, and the third, keep the power and stamp it as soon as you can. And he's done it too early. Too early for Ben there. As Valdez run. Tiesto behind on the Alpine. We'll see if he can go a bit further. He's currently a 10th up, sets a purple Sector 1. We'll see if he can carry that throughout the lap. He does have some traffic though.
Yeah, and that's Mr. Pizza on an out lap, but he does pull out of the way. And
he is not happy.
He's backed out completely, yeah, so traffic putting him off big time there, as it does. I mean, especially in the in the S's. You'll find in the race as well, if you're stuck behind a car in the S's, it's the worst. Dirty air, and especially if you've got a tire advantage, it's very difficult. You can't really make a pass in the S's, so can hold you up massively.
Yeah, and I think we saw that there. He got a bit of oversteer into the corner there, just through dirt, yeah, and he couldn't recover it. And you could see the weaving of the wheel as he took out his frustration on the Salva in front. As Tuna's on his lap now on his second run, a 10.5 up in Sector 1. We'll see what that middle split says. It's 2.5 temps, so it's a respectable amount of time gain so far, but it's currently not enough. We'll see if he can find any more through the stadium section. It looked very neat and tidy so far as he comes in the last corner. Third gear, hit the corner, and absolutely smash it down as you come into the run to the line. It's a 14.4 that puts him P3 and not far away, within touching distance of Christian and the Ferrari of Persigelli.
Xorse abandons his lap, but yeah, Tuna won last week, so I'm expecting great things from him this week. Mercedes are top of the constructors as well, but because we're in round 3, everything's to play for. Yeah, Tuna's currently leading the championship, but yeah, Persigelli's quite close behind, and there's quite a number of drivers with a good performance could give Tuna a run for his money with regards to the title.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is a very short season too, 12 races, so you kind of need to make each race count. So you kind of want to be there for every race and make sure you are putting in those performances week in, week out, which Tuna so far has been doing. And we'll see if he can build on that again today with another solid finish. As Christian comes up to the line, it's a 14.1, a very good lap time there from Christian to extend his lead in provisional pole. We'll see if Persigelli has a response.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the other Ferrari of Kit. Kit up to P4 with that lap. That is a stormer for him.
And Ben goes P2 on his second attempt on that set of tyre. We'll see where Persigelli, if he can improve, because there's a 10th down coming through the middle sector. Oh, that's a big snap of understeer there as he came through the stadium section. Yeah, he's decided to back out of that one. Yep, it's a very respectable lap time from Kit. I mean, he's shown some solid pace this season, proving why he should be in Tier 1.
Just caught not very speedy going into the stadium section there and losing the back end a little bit, but still keeps it under control. Is he going to improve with this lap time? That mistake might have cost him. Yeah, he pulls into the pits. Not happy with how that lap was going. Yeah, Kit in P5, that's brilliant. I mean, he is part Colombian, so I know that it's not too far away, Colombia, but maybe he's feeling good in South America.
as Noah comes up to the line and makes it a 5th place. So P4 and P5 for the Mercedes so far, sandwiched by the Ferraris. So a bit of an interesting one in terms of constructors. So hopefully we won't see any fireworks down to turn 1 if it stays like this. But it's quite close in the midfield. Not really much room for mistakes so far.
Yep, looks like John D's on for a lap here. He's just making his way through the first few corner sequence. He has currently got a 15 flat on the board, so yeah, like you're saying, like even the slightest improvement will probably pick up a few positions here for John D.
Yeah, he'll be hoping. I think he's shown some pace in that Haas. He's been near enough the top 10 for both the races this season, so we'll see where this lap time can put it. Doesn't show as much commitment as we've seen through the first corner of the S's, but we'll see how it plays out. A snap of the rear there. His car looks very, very unstable.
Yeah, that didn't look good for the S's, but he did. It looks purple on the track map, so his personal best through sector 2. How's he going to do through sector 3 here? It's very tricky, is it? Oh, and yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's very tricky to keep the car under control, and
yeah,
back end just giving out. So maybe overheated the tires there in the S's.
Yeah, it seems that way. These drivers not having the best of times with the stadium section so far. It doesn't seem like it's a happy place for a lot of them.
And Noah in the pits, he just got tilted out there at the minute. He is improving on his previous lap, but his previous lap 1:19.7. I think 1.6 up here, so he should gain more time in sector 3 and maybe pick himself out of the last position in the standings right now.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do. I think this is his first proper quali run, or is he still out there on the same set of tyre?
Yep, 1:17.5. He's definitely just getting up to speed in this race.
Yeah. I was just looking at sector times there. So Christian and Ben share the same first sector time, but through the middle sector, Christian gains about 2/10 on Ben through that middle sector split. So it could be a difference of wings currently with how high speed that middle sector is that's causing that 2/10 gap between the two. If so, we'll find out in the race if that wing is too high on Christian's McLaren and it's causing a bit of a dominant display in qualifying that might not hold up in the race.
Yeah, apart from me being on, you cannot adjust the back wing. You can adjust the front wing, but no major adjustments to the rest of the car. I'm looking at Tisto right now. He is on a run. It looks like he keeps all his ERS up. Looked like he ran wide there, but gets away with it. Just has this tricky section here. Seems to be keeping the car under control nicely. Good momentum out of the final corner. Back end just wanting to get looser as he gets P5, so that's an improvement of 1.5 tenths.
Yeah, that's a very respectable lap time from the Alpine. Splits the two Mercedes up. And I don't think he'll get back round to do another lap, so I think that is him done for this session as we head into the final 2 minutes. Everyone piling out on track now, and hopefully we don't see much of a traffic jam coming through the stadium section.
So this is anyone's race to get pole, isn't it? You've got like very, very tight times there from P1 all the way down, you could say, to P10 probably.
Yeah, that I mean, just from 3rd to about 7th, it's looking at about 1.5 tenths, maybe 2 tenths there. 2 tenths separating Persigelli and Kit, and you've got 3 cars in between that. So any kind of improvement from those 5 guys, you're going to jump up quite a few positions, or manage to keep your 3rd place or 2nd place if you're Ben or Persigelli. As I'm just trying to find who's going to start their lap first. I think Christian will run on board of Christian as he starts his lap, his final one, ahead of the other guys, his challengers, you could say, behind. So he's burning his battery all the way down to about 50% before he turns it off, and he'll brake at the 100-meter board down in a 3rd gear. Doesn't quite get the car turned in there. Hits the 2nd apex nicely. and gets a good exit, but that first apex didn't quite hit that as much as he wanted to, and we'll see if the sector time reflects that. It does. Half a tenth down as he comes into the middle sector. Tricky chicane, he manages to get it right, and the double apexed right-hander, he gets that right as well as he comes now into the fast splits. Full commitment through here. Ride the curb as much as you can, don't get beached on the outside. Run through here completely flat with overtake, 7th gear, cut the corner as much as you can, and that was as much as you possibly could from Christian there, and he's half a tenth up, been rewarded for that through the middle sector. Now as you're coming through the stadium section, you want to keep it as neat and tidy as you can. Don't want to lose the rear as he hops over the curbs there into the final corner now, rides the curve, get the car straightened out, run out wide, get the best exit, overtake deployed. We'll see if it's an improvement from Christian, and it's a 13.9 from the McLaren. Spectacular time there as Jose puts a P52. We'll see what the challengers can do. Ben is a 10.5 up. Persigilli, I didn't quite see that sector time, but we'll see what Ben can do in the kick Sauber. Does he have a response for that absolutely stunning time from Christian? It's a 14.3, lost a lot of time through the final sector. We'll see what Persigilli can do on the run up to the line, and Tuna's just behind him. It's a 14.2, goes second for the Ferrari. What can Tuna do? Stays P4, and I think that is all the guys from the main group at the top that have now set a lap time. So I think Christian is on pole position by quite a margin.
Yeah, the times came in thick and faster, but yeah, Christian comes out top. That's quite a margin, as you mentioned. Bonker up to P9 in the dying moments there. He was the last one across the line. See Eagle's still out there as well. I don't think he's on a timed run. He's abandoned that one. So this is our grid for the race. Christian does take pole, but Persigilli not too far behind. But if you're Christian, you're probably thinking that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That little gap will give him a bit of a confidence boost.
Or you're thinking, oh, I'm running way too high wings. I don't think pole's where you really want to be at this track. I think Ben will definitely be challenging that with all the slipstream he'll be getting. Even though it is very weak on this game, it's still there. But I think turn 1 will be very interesting, and Tuna in 4th and Noah only 7th. I think Noah 7th is a big shock, considering his win in Australia and a solid performance in Monza too.
Yeah, I
expected him to be challenging.
I think I saw in that session, that last run of his, he invalidated that one.
Ah, right. So not quite getting the maximum of what he would like out of that session. But he's got 36 laps to make up for it, so we'll see if he can climb his way up the order and challenge for those higher paying points positions.
A lot of questions in chat here. Why is Tenari not P1, asked Meepo, and also why is Bailey commentating and not winning?
Tenari's not P1 yet. Not P1 yet. I think that's the mentality that Meepo should have. And my wheel is currently not working, so that's why I'm commentating instead, so I can critique these guys without actually driving the track.
Yeah, so Chad, who do you think is going to win this one? And yeah, I mean, we talked a bit about strategy before the race, but you were saying this is kind of like you can't do one stop, but two stop is also a very viable option.
Yep, it involves a lot of tire conservation, though. You will be very noticeably slower as you in the first stint, but I think in terms of the runs that I've seen, I think it is quicker, the one stop, but you just have to bite the bullet a little bit in that first stint, and I think judging off what I've seen, Christian and Persigilli are both going to do the one stop because they have underfueled their cars, which means they'll be lifting and coasting a lot more preserved tires. So I think the top two will both be going for that one stop strategy.
Excellent intel there. I would never have picked up on that, but you reckon one stop for those guys? Okay, let's see. I've seen it before. Yeah, isn't there? Maybe he's not here. I'm thinking of Touge. Touge is really good on strategy. He usually goes for one stop whenever most go for two stops, and we've seen it a few times this season where if staying out on tires can can win your races.
Yeah, I think it definitely can. It almost worked for Teso. Last week, he almost clinched P3 with that audacious full race on those intermediate tyres. I think Persigilli has a habit for doing that one-stop strategy. He did it in Miami last season as well. He did it a couple other times in some of the two-stop races. So it's not a surprise that he's gone for it, and it's not a surprise Christian's gone for it either, because I saw him practicing it not half an hour before the race. We'll see what the two stoppers of the guys behind can do to counter the tire saving guys as they line up for the grid.
Snack saying, "Who is that smooth buttery voice I haven't heard in the comms booth?" It's definitely not talking about me.
I haven't commentated for a long while, so it's the voice is a lot deeper than it previously was, as we have 3 disqualifications.
Yep, and Iceland is the last man to pull up on the grid, so we're about to get underway. Billy, do your stuff.
I'll try my best as the lights come on now. Christian will be hoping for the best start he possibly can. And it's lights out, and away we go. And Christian has not got a good start at all, as Persigilli is already up alongside him, and Ben picking up the slipstream from both of them. Jose behind over in a P4. As we see now, it's almost 3 wide. Ben going for a gap in the middle. Christian not really willing to leave the space there, but Persigilli's on the inside coming into turn 1. But I think Christian on the outside line, the better line's going to hold it. It's 3 wide behind between the Alpine Mercedes and the other Mercedes as it gets a bit congested. And Tune has fallen down. See, then there's an accident, and there's a Williams in the wall. It's Wurge, and Tune has been involved too. There's a Red Bull spun around a horse after he made a good start up in a P4, and Tuna down in a P16. The championship leader had not had a good start at all. As a bit of a argy-bargy back there between the Sauber and the Williams. The Sauber looked like he just went straight into the Williams, but Christian leads after the first sector. Coming in the S's section now. Persigilli is following closely behind, but we'll see how that pans out once DRS is enabled. But away we go. Makenda has made a lightning start, already up into P9, and Icewind 11, so a very good start from the 2 racing bulls from the back of the grid, already in the points paint positions.
Yeah, that's crazy. 1 lap, 10 positions. Wow.
That is mighty impressive. Christian got a 8/10 gap now, so he'll be hoping to extend that before we are at this point of the track. But Persigilli burned a lot of battery. Christian also burned a lot of battery. Do we have any moves behind? I think Icewind's going for a move on the Haas of Jenab, and Makenda's going for it on the Red Bull of Compton as they go into turn 1. Makenda's got the move done, as does Icewind. So both the Racing Bulls making up in another position as they come onto lap 2.
Yeah, what a first lap. I mean, for Tuna, didn't go his way there. He is leading the championship. He is still, I mean, there's no damage on the car that I can see, which is obviously good for him, but he is off the DRS train already, so it's not the end of the world. Plenty of stuff can bring him back into the race, but yeah, the fact that he isn't part of that lead DRS train is a huge problem for him at this stage of the race.
Yeah, especially if he's going to do the 2-stop strategy, which I think he'll be forced to do now, because he's going to have to push to make those positions back up. It's not going to be ideal for him. I think he can still come away with some points in this race, but maybe not quite as many as he would have hoped. As we come on to lap 3.
Yeah, DRS train forming here. We'll go 1 from P1 to P9. But Icewind as a buffer in there somewhere, and Janab not very speedy on their own. And then it's the DRS train all the way back to Tuna in P16.
Yeah, it's gonna start forming quite quickly, and Noah almost fell out of the DRS zone there, but he's sent it on. I think he had to defend from Kit there, and he's dropped out that 1 second range. We'll see if Kit is very close to the back of the Mercedes here. Can he get the move done? He's gonna go up the inside. He has a look. He's there. He sent it a bit too deep though. They both keep it on the track, but I think Noah may hold this position now. He has the inside line for the double apex right-hander, and he does, but very aggressive from Kit there, showing that he can get involved with the big boys at the front of the grid if he needs to.
Yeah, tried to make it work, couldn't stick it on the outside there, but he remains P6 for now, and yeah, Ferrari looking good here in the front end of the grid in lap 3, P2 and P6. Yeah, they're doing well in the constructors, so the fact that they're... Oh, and there is something happening in the midfield. Yellow flag there. Mr. Pizza.
It seemed to have cleared itself up quite quickly though, so I wonder if it was just maybe Tuna going for a move on someone and someone just went off track for a little bit and that caused the yellow. But Tuna's back up to 12th, but he's got 3.5 seconds to gain to catch back up, as we'll switch up to back up to the front as they all are very close together up there. Does Noah have DRS? He does. So that DRS train is still intact from 1st down to 9th.
And I'm just wondering about Christian. I mean, you'd be quite used to being in his position, leading a race, especially when there's so many DRS zones. Like, what's the strategy? Or is it good in the fact that you've got the clear air, or is it like a lot of pressure to deal with and always be looking in your mirrors?
At this point, leading the race or being second, it doesn't really matter. You're not really focused on that. You're focused on conserving the tires and just getting yourself into a rhythm. If the guy behind overtakes you with DRS, you know you can just do the same thing to him like a lap later. I don't think engine temp will be much of an issue around here like it is around Silverstone and Monza. So I don't think there really is any pressure to get back in front as quick as you can, especially in these opening few laps. But I think Christian is managing his lead pretty well, consistently about 8 tenths as he comes onto that main straight. So I don't think he'll be feeling any pressure from behind. And if he is, he's definitely not showing it so far.
Yeah, and Tuna... Oh, Iceman's in the pits. That's lap 4 pit. What's that about?
That is extremely early, so he is committing to that 2-stop. Even so, it's going to be quite a stretch from there.
Yeah, maybe he just wants to take himself out. He's not a big fan of DRS trains. Is our Icewind, so maybe he's just wanting that free air. But it is a very early pit stop. Off the mediums on lap 4.
Yeah. The mediums are not a good tyre, but I do think they had a couple more laps left in them at least before they really fell off the cliff. So, yeah, very early from Icewind, but we'll see if the undercut, a huge undercut, pays off for him, as Mr. Peter and Tilda had a bit of a side-by-side on the double right, and Mr. Peter's got that move as Tilda goes very wide.
Yeah, Tilda, first one to pick up a time penalty. He was the first one to pick up a second time penalty as well. No one else with time penalties, but that is going to change. I see Noah taking a few questionable lines, so obviously the warnings will build up, and we will see warnings turn into penalties later on in the race. McKender right now, P8 is very close on the back of these guys, but just demonstrating how hard it is to overtake in a DRS train. He might find himself here for quite a few laps here unless someone up ahead makes a mistake or tries something audacious.
Yeah, that's kind of what you tend to be doing when you are in a DRS train like this. You're just waiting for the guy in front to make a mistake, or you just get really close to them and manage to get a good run. The Haas in front defending, that gives McKender a chance to go around the outside, but he's decided to back out of that one quite wisely. I'd say no point trying to go for a bit of a move like that when very likely the guy will just turn in on you in the next corner.
Yeah, Jonty going deep in that corner just to protect himself a bit. So very good, solid defenser from Jonty, but McKender's looking very pacey here.
He is. He's looking extremely quick. I do wonder what would have happened if he had decided to qualify and not been at the back, because he's showing some very strong pace currently. 8th place, right on the back. He's got the leader within his sight, but I'm just wondering, with him pushing so hard and losing the rear like he is there, I'm assuming he will be on the 2-stop strategy. We've got a yellow. It's the Alpine going very slowly. Must have had an issue. Oh, he's got a puncture, maybe.
Really? It looks like Fleisch, isn't it? Yeah. He's getting back up to speed now.
Yeah, it looked like he was moving around the rear a lot. As I think Speedy just re-overtook Tuna there for that 11th place position. Or was a move that didn't quite pan out. Yeah, I think Speedy overtook him because those hard tires will definitely be coming back into play now for those guys that started on them.
Yeah, so Tuna looks like he's 8 seconds off this lead DRS train, which is huge in Tier 3, isn't it? I mean, it's hard enough to catch, you guys, but 8 seconds. Big ask, big ask. Anything can happen in this race. We've seen a few yellow flags already. There are some parts of the track where the walls are quite close.
Oh, Kate loses the rear coming in through the stadium section, and he's lost the position to Johnny, but now is he going to lose the position to McKenna as well? They're side by side. McKenna does have a bit more battery than Kit, so that might be the difference, but Kit does have that slipstream from the Haas in front, but that mistake from Kit cost him a very decent 6th place position that he probably would have held until the end of the stint just from the DRS, so he'll be kicking himself over that. As Tuna pits, so Tuna's had enough of that tyre. Yeah, it makes the most sense. Oh,
Tuna's left the session. That is not good. I think he's actually host as well, I believe.
Yeah, he is. We'll see if it's okay.
I don't think his car's ghosted, which is usually a good sign, but it did say Tuna left the session, which is not good.
Well, ghosting's off, so his car won't ghost, even if it's AI.
Yeah, so watch for him getting back into the session, but that is further bad news for Tuna.
Yeah, his game crashed, so not really something you would want, obviously. So I don't know if he'll get back in. He was having a bit of a bad race so far, but safety cars or anything could get him right back in there.
Oh, and there's Kid in the pits as well here. I was about to say McKenna was lining up for a move there, but moves up to P7. Kid in the pits to put on those fresh hards. And yeah, I mean, it seems like hards are the more stable tire to be on. Mediums probably last a few laps, and then they start getting a bit slippy on it.
Yeah, Kit definitely committing to this 2-stop strategy now, and we're going to see whereabout. He's come out in the middle of that train, which is not going to do him any good whatsoever. He's going to be losing time when he should be gaining time on that fresh set of hards. So maybe he could have done with going for a couple more laps and clearing this train and finding that pocket. But he's going to be losing a lot of time behind these guys on old mediums.
Yeah, a lot of time because he's about to hit the S's, and then we've got these few technical parts of the track coming up before the S's, and I don't think he's going to get a move on unless he can do something pretty audacious. He's 3 cars ahead of him, so yeah, this is going to cost him big time. Yeah,
as Tuna did rejoin the session, so he will be continuing to race. He would have lost a lot of time as his AI took over though, so we'll see if he can recover. As no one else from the lead train responding to Kit, or McKenna is. So McKenna's going to come back into the race right where Kit is too. So as Kit goes for the move on Horse and tilts. Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Kit, it was free wide going into one of the corners there. Kit came through the middle. It was very dangerous, but he pulled it off. Worch into the pits, so he doesn't have to worry about him. So Kit now up to P12. That lap would have cost him a lot of time, but he was able to navigate that traffic.
Yeah, it's cost him a lot of time. He's come up behind McKenna, so the person that he was in front of is he's now finding he's sitting at the rear of, and his teammate Icewind, teammate of McKenna, sorry, is behind him as well. So that undercut from Icewind's worked out quite well. It's got him back into the lead train. And Tuna is miles away from these guys, about 15 seconds off this of the back end of that lead train.
Yeah, he really needs to safety car, doesn't he?
Yeah. So these guys are on the 2-stop. They've committed to that by pitting this early. They've got to push now. If they want to catch who I think's doing the 1-stop, which will be the top 2. As Persigelli actually dives in now, so maybe not, maybe I'm lying, as Persigelli dives into the pits, as does Ben and Tiesto. They jump into the pits as well, and they're going to put on a fresh set of hard tyres. And from lap 10, you will not be able to go from the end, no matter how carefully, unless you're driving like a grandma, you will not be able to go to the end from here. So it looks like Christian might be looking to maybe switch out that one stop and follow suit. We'll see how it plays out. Coming out the pits though, Makenda right on the back of Ben.
Yeah, and I think didn't he pick up a position there from Tisto, so he's actually moved up one more place, McKenders. So it worked out nicely, that sequence of events. And yeah, if you're Christian right now, you're having to make that call, aren't you, in the cockpit, while trying to not lose any time here on these older tires. I mean like,
if
he must be tempted to go for the one stop, but yeah, it's the race win is there for the the taking, but he needs to get this call right.
I think at this stage, you've practiced the one stop, you know it works, you stick to what you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, he stays out another lap, so that is what he's doing. He is sticking to that one stop strategy as Yonti and Noah both pit behind. Conton stays out for another lap, so he might be going for that one stop strategy. So Christian, the only person looking like to do that one stop. So it is a race between those guys that were in the lead train on the first stint versus Christian, and they have a 18-second gap to catch on this McLaren. We'll see if it can be done.
So what lap are we expecting Christian to come in then?
Lap 13 or 14. So the guys in that train are not going to get a huge undercut, and Christian will be on those fresher hard tyres, so he will be able to catch back up at least a little bit before they pit again. But I think if Christian can maintain this pace, the gap when he pits will maybe be about 13, 14 seconds. I don't know if the guys behind could catch that up on a fresh set of hards, but I guess we'll have to see. I haven't seen any comparisons between the one stop and the two stop. We'll just see how close it is in the end, but Perseghelli already gained about 1.5 seconds on this lap alone. So we'll just see how it pans out. Bunker
into the pits. Is Speedy going to follow him? I don't think. No, he's actually staying out. Speedy's sticking. It looks like he's on hard, so yeah, he can afford to stay out a bit longer. Janab as well, but Christian on these mediums, expect him to pit very soon. And yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the interval times, and he's probably going to come out in a lot of traffic. But of course, will not have to pit again, which is good news for him.
Yep, as Noah goes up the inside of Icewind and gets that move done. We'll see if he can do the same for the Haas on the next straight, which would be ideal, but I think Yonti is a bit too far in front to make that work. So 15 seconds now, it was 18 seconds this time last lap, that gap between Christian and Perseghelli. So it's 3 seconds a lap.
Yeah, that's
so
huge.
If I'd Christian, I'd pull the trigger now and pull into the pits for that final set of hard tyres, which you can just about take to the end from here. He's committed to that one stop. If he does the two stop now, he's just lost himself a bunch of time. So we'll see what he does, and he does pull into the pits this lap. We'll see where he comes out. I'm expecting him to come out on the back of this train, around maybe Noah and Icewind, or possibly in between Icewind and the Red Bull, somewhere in between, as Perseghelli comes through the main straight now, already ahead of Christian. We'll just see as Christian approaches that pit exit. Yeah, behind Icewind, in between him and the Red Bull. And we'll see what he can do as the stint progresses. The other guys, the two-stop strategy, will be wanting to pit on around lap 21, 22.
Okay, so Christian really now he has a car ahead. He has a bit of a gap to him, but I mean, right now he's just picking off cars one by one, but he wants to catch up with that DRS train led by Perseghelli, and it's not too far up the road, so he's on these fresh tires. He can make it work here, but He can't afford to get held up too much, and his first target to get by is Icewind, who catches in the S's. So he's going to have to contend with a bit of dirty air as Icewind goes off track momentarily there up ahead.
Yeah, Christian though, he needs to gain some time back here, but he can't push. If he pushes on those tyres, he will not make it to the end, so he has to find the balance here. And we have an incident. It's Mr. Pizza, by the looks of it. He spun into the stadium section as he rejoins the track and spins around, so I wonder if he's just done what so many have so far and just lost the rear to a much bigger extent. As he gets going again and pulls into the pits off those 13 lap, and he speeds into the pits and retires. So yeah, I think that's that done as Christian overtook Icewind. Pretty simple move down the straight.
Yep, so next target for Christian is Jonty in the Haas up ahead. Not too far up ahead, 2.3, and he does have a slight advantage on the tires, so...
Yep. As Persigelli is catching the hard runners now of Jenab and Speedy, I don't think he'll get held up too much. He'll probably be close enough to Speedy for DRS by the end of the straight, coming on the big straight. Yeah, Christian, he does need to get closer to these guys, but he can't push on those tires. He can't attack. He needs to save them and just do his pace and do what he needs to do to make the one-stop work rather than looking at gaps right now.
Yeah, it kind of goes against your nature, isn't it? You obviously you want to go as fast as possible, but if you take in the tires into account, you have to be a bit conservative. As Mr. Pizza's AI car pulls off the track, he is out of the race. We're down to 18 drivers, and I have to say, there's not a lot of penalties coming in. We've got 2 guys with penalties right now, as Christian does set the fastest lap off the race in P10 currently, but he's not making massive gains on Jonty up ahead, so maybe he is just conserving those tires a little bit in this phase of the race, as Persigilli is right on the back of Not Very Speedy here, so he's caught these old hard runners and in the worst possible spot, so he has to be very mindful. He's got a lot of drivers wanting to get by him right behind.
Yeah, he's gonna have to wait here. Not really another overtaking opportunity. He might be able to get him on the run in the stadium section if he gets a good exit, but this will all be helping Christian out and Noah and Jonty to get back onto this train. He's not going to get him here, so I think Noah might actually get to the back of this train again, thanks to Speedy. Speedy might actually break this train up a little bit if not everyone gets past him on the straight, which I think you'll see a mad dash as everyone tries to get past the McLaren.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out if it's good news for Christian or not, but I think it is. Like, I mean, he's almost part of this lead train, as Persigilli does get up to P2, and we're going to see a lot of guys getting past Speedy right now as he suffers on these old tires.
Tasto's going for it on McKenna, the Alpine on the inside of the race, and the Bull, he sees the opportunity to try and make his way up the train a little bit. They're going side by side through turn 1 and 2 and not turn 3. McKenna manages to defend that position and keep himself in front for now. Kit also going to try and go for it on Speedy. He's going to go up the inside. Speedy tries to hang around the outside but just does not have the grip.
Yeah, it looks like Kit's got back up to speed. He's liking these hards. He seems to be consistently fast and able to keep up with these guys.
Yeah, he's right in the running. Penalties up ahead, like for Speedy just then.
Oh, no.
Will help him maybe get a few extra points on the board. Currently 6th in the championship.
Yeah, Christian just fell within the DRS range of this lead pack, so he is now at the back of this pack, but part of the DRS train. He does not have to pit again, which is a huge advantage. So looking very good for Christian right now.
It really is. I don't really see how this won't fall in his favor once that second pit stop comes, as Jenab now is getting overtaken by the 2 stoppers. He started on hard and has yet to make his pit stop as Noah gets past Speedy now. We'll see if Christian can get past his teammate on the run down into the chicane. I don't know if Noah's going to try and go for it on the Haas. He doesn't have the DRS, but yeah, very simple move there from Christian.
Yeah,
Sort of looks
McKender.
like he was let by.
McKender getting up to P3 as well there, getting past Janab on those old tires. So yeah, uh, so you were, I think you said lap 21 for the old tires, for the old hard runners.
Yeah.
So they've a few laps left to do. So that's not a great position, is it? If you're P10, you've still to pit onto the mediums, but they're on a one-stop strategy, so might see enough. You know, these guys like Speedy maybe pick up a penalty as Tisto gets past Janab after the S's.
This DRS train is being split though by the Haas. Ben and Persigelli, yeah, McKender does not have DRS on the top two, so he's going to lose a lot of time with that Sauber on this straight. Tiesto also doesn't have DRS on McKender, and Jenab has really split this train up. Kit's now on the back behind him, Noah 4/10 behind, and Christian just behind Noah. So we'll, I think we're going to see everyone try and get past that Haas, because he is not going anywhere near as quick as these guys at this stage of the race. And he's spun coming into turn one. Christian's had to avoid it, and that's going to cost him a lot of time. The top two have definitely broken away now, and Kit has yet to get past the Haas. The Haas that's... oh, sorry, that's the wrong Haas.
Yeah, you actually got
the wrong Haas.
Kit, that was the start-finish rate. John D. Kit was past John D, but John D got him back on that start-finish rate.
Yep. That's why I was a bit confused then. Yeah, so the top two are away. They broke that 1 second down to third. I think that can only be good for those guys, for Ben and Persigelli to have that 1 second advantage, a bit of breathing room to finally race how they'd like, and knowing if they make one minor mistake, they're not going to get eaten up by the whole train.
Yeah, and there is some gaps forming, as you say. McKender dropping off there, 1.2 to the guy ahead, so out of DRS range. Tisto as well, 1.2, and Jonty. So yeah, the field's starting to fracture a little bit. This goes against Christian, I think. He would have preferred if all these guys were bunched together, as Christian is going to go for a move here on the start finish rate on Noah. 6 lap old hards against 8 lap old hards. And he gets that done with relative ease, and now has Kit just ahead of him. Yeah,
he'd be wanting to get these moves done. If anything, I'd argue the train splitting is helping Christian. It means he can get these moves done just a little bit quicker as Kit stops deploying ERS, goes defensive. His teammate obviously be Christian's main challenger, so Kit was going to want to defend this hard, and he is defending it hard. Christian attacking a lot harder, a little bit of contact as they both go a little bit sideways. Kit tries to hang around the outside, but he goes off the track, and Christian's got that move done. A little bit of wheel banging, but I don't think anything those two can complain about.
Tisto getting back within DRS range of McKender. McKender drops off a little bit more. 1.6 is the gap. It was 1.4. It's so annoying, isn't it, when you can see the guys ahead, you're pushing as hard as you can, but the fact that they're getting that DRS every lap, able to work together a little bit, is huge. 1.3 is the gap right now from McKender to Ben.
Yeah, and you'll just see it grow right until the end of the straight. As Christian's now on the back of the P5 man, as Tiesto gets past McKender coming into turn 1. As Christian sends it up the inside of Johnny in the first corner 2, up in a P5. He's got 2.5 seconds to McKender in front, and about 4.5 seconds, 5.5 seconds to the leader. As we have a yellow flag somewhere, I can't see where that is.
Yeah, oh, it's a, is it a Alpine maybe, or Williams?
It's a, yeah. Alpine stopped on the side of the track there to a lapped car.
Lap 21 of 36. We're looking at the battle of the one-stopper versus the two-stoppers. And Persigelli leading the way. Ben not too far behind, but yeah, Tisto and McKender, I was thinking they're both finished. Maybe they're going to work together here and try to close that gap, but that overtake last lap has cost him a little bit of time, which is not great. Christian is lurking in the background there. 1.3, so he's loving life right now. As you say, yeah, that's a huge point actually. The fact that it is fractured means he can just pick off the drivers one by one and not worry about a huge DRS train.
Yep, and also gets a 3-second penalty as Icewind finally pits off those 16-lap hard tyres. He's been on those a while now. And not really much action, just everyone kind of settling back into those DRS trains as the top two are pulling out a steady gap over third and fourth. So I think we get to see here a little bit of what Perseghelli's pace actually is compared to those guys, and it is pretty strong compared to the Alpine as he is pulling away. As we have a yellow in sector 3, and it's Tilda who's spun, and he gets that going again. Yeah, Perseghelli, he does have that pace, and he is showing it here. He's consistently keeping Ben behind every lap, and he's got enough pace to pull away from Tato McKenna behind.
Retirement in the pits from Wirch, he's called it a day. And C Tilda in the pits as well. But yeah, Christian now within DRS range of McKenna and Tisto. McKenna pulls into the pits, so he follows Icewind's lead and has decided he's going to put this fresh set of mediums on for that final stint. Christian, of course, will not be pitting again, so this is it. I mean, you can see how close these guys are ahead. You can actually see the leaders up there, and they have to pit again.
Yeah, unless I don't know how much pace that second set of hard tires is going to give these guys in the second stint, but you'd think a pit stop just about thereabouts, so there's a lot of time to make up. You'd expect that the two stoppers have a bit more of a gap by now, I think. But we'll just see how it plays out. Tyre wear very high, and the pace difference will be about 1 or 2 seconds a lap at the start, if I was to have a guess at it. So we'll just see if Christian can hold on to what will eventually be his lead.
And I think, yeah, P1, as it stands, looks like it's very heavily favoured towards Christian, but P2 could be up for grabs between Penn and Perseghelli, and then P3, the last podium position, I think there's quite a number of drivers could contend for that. So yeah, lap 24 of 36, it's going to start heating up from this point onwards, and no one pulling in the pit. Oh, actually Kit pulls the trigger. He does come in for his final stint on the mediums.
Yeah, and I'm just second guessing. I'm second guessing my knowledge here, because maybe Perseghelli and Ben have done enough tyre saving to do the one stop. Because I really would have thought they'd have pitted by now, unless they're going for a second set of mediums instead of a second set of hards. So I think even if they don't pit now, if they do go to the end, I think it's still very heavily favoured towards Christian on 3-lap fresher tyres. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it makes a humongous difference.
Yeah, Kit came out there. He actually put on hard, so he did have a fresh set in the pits, and is coming out in P10 on these fresh hards. So he's effectively going for the undercut. This could work out nicely for him, but he does have a bit of traffic ahead there. I'm seeing yellow flags momentarily, but nothing doing as Perseghelli leads the race into lap 25. Is he going to pit? He is. He's pulled the trigger, and Ben as well is closely. Oh, I thought he got a penalty there, but it just is a pit notification.
As there we go, Christian released into the lead with Tadestow, Johnny, and Noah all following him out. Those guys not quite pitting yet. We'll see what they can do. We'll see how far Perseghelli comes up behind as he straps on that second set of hard compound tyres to go full push to the end now. He comes out in clean air. He is about 18.5 seconds off the leader. That is a mighty gap to make up. Well, he's got to go for it now. He's committed to this strategy, so throw everything at it. Icewind sets the fastest lap of the race with a 17.3. I am expecting Perseghelli to do a similar time once he gets up to speed on that tyre.
Yep, and Kit picked up a position there in the start-finish rate. Up to P9 he goes, and he's got not very speedy ahead with a time penalty, so looks like he will pick up another position. Not too... Oh, Perseghelli gets a penalty.
Oh.
That's in the S's, yeah.
Yeah, that is devastating for the Ferrari. Oh, wow. Even if it wasn't the race win today, if the two-stop hadn't worked out, could have been a very, very much so a podium, but that's really gonna hinder his podium chances today.
Yeah, he could still be on for P3 here, but we will see how this plays out. Yeah, and Tisto last week, I don't remember, but he was, didn't he stay out the full race on the same,
Yes.
and then
Yes, he
the
did.
last lap. Yeah, I'm sure that's playing heavily on his mind right now.
Yeah, I really, really would have thought these guys would have came into the pits by now, but they haven't. They've stayed out. So I wonder if they are just doing massive tyre saves and massive lift and coast. I mean, they're in the perfect position to do so, following behind the race leader here of Christian. And I don't think Christian will mind it too much since he's on that fresher tyre, so he'll know he'll have more grip than the guys behind. And it's a bit of a buffer to Persigelli, a bit of a wall, you could say, before the bullet tries to get up to him. But we'll see if these guys peel into the pits this lap. I think this will be around the time you want to put the mediums on to go at the end. And we'll see if they do taste those tears out, as does Yoni, as does Noah. So I think those guys are going to try and stretch it out and try and go the distance.
Yeah, so we'll keep a close eye on that guy from Persigelli. I mean, he just took 4 tenths there in sector 3 in about 2 corners, so he will close that gap. 13.2. Oh my word, he's especially rapid in sector 3, it seems.
Yeah, that gap is coming down. He did a 17.9 that last lap. We'll see what Christian did, the leader of that train. Christian did a 19.5, so about 1.8 seconds quicker from Persigelli that lap. We'll see if he can carry that pace, so that's the main thing to just try and make more and more inroads. He's just got to get his head down, ignore that penalty, and just drive and see where he ends up.
Yeah, and this deep into a race, like you know, you've been doing it a while, your focus starts to go. I think there's going to be a few more time penalties come up, and if any of these top guys get time penalties, it could really affect their finishing position, especially the likes of Tisto, Jonty, Noah, all running very closely together, Vikander, Ben as well, currently without penalties. But yeah, you have to be very mindful of track extensions this late in the game.
Yeah, with Tiesto on 2 warnings himself, it's not really gonna play out for him. He's got to be very careful now not to get that final warning. Christian has miraculously no warnings,
What?
as he's done very well so far not to pick that up for himself. He's kept it clean so far.
Tuna finally peeling into the pits. He was probably praying hard for a safety car there, but it didn't materialize, so he does put on a fresh set of hards. Lap 28. Is he going to get some points today? I don't know. It's going to be a tough ask for him. But yeah, it's tough to head office for Tuna, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it'll be very very difficult to score points from the position that he's currently in. I don't think we'll be seeing our championship leader in the points today, which is a real shame for him. I think his championship lead won't be there anymore after this race if it stays like this. If the finishing order remains, as Persigelli has took out about another 2.5 seconds out of Noah's out of the gap to Noah. So he is pushing, and he's pushing hard, and he has got something to show for it in this stage of the race as he comes across the line. And does another 17.9. So comparing that to our race leader, it's another 1.5 seconds.
Yep, 10 seconds. Well, 10.4 after the start-finish rate. And he does have Ben and McKender just following him through here. I don't think they're going to challenge him too hard at this phase of the race. Maybe as we get towards the end. But yeah, Persigelli's pace strong enough here just to bring these guys forward a little bit. But yeah, I mean, we're running out of laps here, a 10-second gap, and the fact yeah, with every lap, those tires are going to wear ever more and not feel just so good, so pacey, and you will not be able to push as hard. But 9.6, it's not enough, is it? There's what, 6 laps left after this one.
Yeah, it's if he does get a bite of the cherry, it will be right at the end, on the last lap, I'd say. But his pace will fade, and I think the guys in front are in their rhythm. They don't need to really do anything. More precisely, Christian's in his rhythm, and they just DRS off him. So it's not that he has to catch Noah and he has to match Noah's pace. He has to match Christian's on the freshest tires out of the bunch and the cleanest air. So it's not an easy task for the Ferrari, but he's given it his best shot. 8.8 now the gap, and it's coming down, but yeah, it's going to be tight.
I'm currently running on board with Tisto, so his laps are, or his tires are 19 lap old. Yeah, they're on the back end. You can just see there.
That is not. Yeah,
that's why I wanted to watch him on board there for a second, just to see what the tire was like at this phase of the race, and it's not looking too good. And I'll tell you what, the S's will feel particularly risky on these set of tires.
Yeah, he's not looking too comfortable. Slides into braking like that tend to happen when you're reaching about that 60%, 70% mark, which I think he definitely is right now. 70. I think if you're reaching about 60, 65% at this stage, you're in a bit of danger for the final couple laps. So it might be 2 punches in a row for Testo if he doesn't take care of those tires. I don't really know what the tire situation will be looking like for Noah and Johnny, because they've kind of just been able to sit behind here and take care of their tires like they have for the majority of the stint. As Ben is making a move now on Persicelli, he's thinking maybe he can go a bit faster than the Ferrari, and he gets that move done up into P5, 7.6 seconds behind Noah. And can he make that inroad that Persicelli maybe just quite can't?
Yeah, race kind of quieting down, but I think it's about to kick off. We are having a move there from not very speedy on X-Yorse. Both out of the points currently, and Tuna there in the background as well. He'd be wanting to get a few positions picked up here as quick as possible, but I think he's just too far away from the points right now. But keeping his aura in as you want to do, you never know what's going to happen. Looks like Tuna is actually going to go for a move here on X-Yorse. As they go through the end of Sector 1, goes deep into the corner, gets the move done. Nice and tidy stuff from Tuna. Up to P13 for him, and not very speedy, not very far ahead.
Yeah, a nice move from Tuna. Unfortunately, it's not for points, but every position counts, as Ben has reduced that gap to 6.7 seconds now, as they're DRS swapping. That's what they're doing. Persicelli gets the position back, so that is what they're doing. They are working together, Ben and Persicelli, to catch back up to these guys, using each other's DRS. The second dose of DRS, obviously, on that long straight. If you have no car in front of you, it's just a free couple of attempts. So they're seeing the writing on the wall a bit and realise they really have to get a move on. As Speedy sets the fastest lap of the race with a 16.6.
Not bad, yeah, he's on those fresh mediums, loving life out there at the moment. But yeah, that gap, 5.8 with what, 4 laps left? This could be tight. I don't think is enough to catch him, but we will see. You never know, you never know. These guys up ahead are on very, very old tires.
Taste with a big snap there. Not really what you'd want. His tires are really not looking good, and I'm very nervous that he will fall into that puncture territory and come under some curse that he's been under since Monza with those punctures.
Yeah, 22 lap.
Yeah.
Old hards.
Persicelli sets his personal best as Ben goes back through on that DRS. Persicelli setting a 17.7 on the last lap. That is 2 seconds quicker than Christian. So this DRS swapping is working out for the both of them. They know what they need to do, another second and a half this lap would put them at about 3.5. Obviously, with the main straight just gone. So, we'll see what they can do. They are definitely trying to give us some entertainment in these last couple laps.
Yeah, just check penalties there. Most drivers 3 seconds, but Tilda 15 seconds. So
yeah, not being able to keep it on the tarmac is as good as the rest of the grid.
3.8 is the gap from Ben to Noah. Can he see him up ahead? Yep, you can just see them going into the stadium section. That will ignite. Yeah, it'll motivate him further to push even harder. But yeah, this tactic of working together with Persigelli working really well at this phase. I wonder if they're going to maintain that, or it's free for all at this point. 2 laps after this one, heading on the start finish rate. The gap is 3 seconds now. Oh, this could be close, Billy.
It really could, but I don't think Persigelli's close enough to really do the DRS swap this lap. So they've lost half a second down this straight, and they're going to lose more time on that second straight, which is the last thing those guys need. They need to be on the same pace as each other, and they need to be very close as they come out onto that main straight to make that DRS swap work. And they failed this lap, and it's cost them half a second, which very well could be the difference. And Noah's having a look. He's very close to Yanni on the within the middle sector here. So I wonder if we're going to start to see who's taking care of their tyres the best out of these front 4. And there's a Williams of, I think that's Eagle Coast behind them. A lapped car, maybe wanting to get through. That might help Ben, actually, to get the back of them. If Eagle Ghost is an extra car, it's an extra car length that can give these 2 stoppers DRS.
Yeah, and you can see there, I was just watching the delta from Ben to Noah. It's in the S's in sector 3 as well, where they're getting the most time currently. It might be too little too late. We're on the penultimate lap. 2.2 is the gap. Is Persigelli gonna... Yep, they're gonna swap positions. So message received loud and clear as Flash retires from the session. We're down to 16 drivers. I think that's in the pit. So, but look at the gap, 2.1. It's so close. Persigelli and Ben, and also McKender as well. McKender actually very close on the back of Ben. Is he going to try something here? He tries something on the outside, but I think it's not enough from McKender. Yeah, he has to filter in behind.
Yeah, as Persigelli's chances of winning this race, I think, are very much gone, as are Ben's and McKender's. But he can maybe, Ben or McKenna, might be able to snatch a couple positions. If it gets a bit feisty up in front, maybe a bit of an audacious dive bomb, as Tiesto is going to want to be as close as he can to Christian, because he is in that hot seat to try and gain the race lead off the McLaren. Christian will have the better grip at this stage. Yeah,
Persigelli within the DRS range, Billy, so that brings Ben, McKender all into play. This is going to be fireworks on the last lap. Dursey's out, but we'll keep our eyes up front as McKender and Co. Yep, they've now joined this train, so it's a last lap shootout for the win.
Yep, and Eagle Ghost gets out the way there, so they're allowing these guys to fight. Persigelli with the penalty, so Noah and Yonti and Tiesto will not be too worried about him. They'll be worried about Ben behind, 8 tenths further back, but it'll have to be audacious moves here if they want these positions. A dive bomb, a flick up the inside, something to try and get themselves in front. And I think we're going to see it here. Maybe no, Persigelli decides to tuck back in. Gets as close as you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again pushing him through the corner does Persigelli on Noah. So Noah under a lot of pressure here, but he's into the S's section now, which will offer him some protection. But Persigelli looking for a move here, regardless of that penalty. Christian looking good to take the win here. But further back, there may be a few positions swaps before.
He's not going to go for it. He's not going to go for the inside. He knows he has that. Oh, but Noah runs wide.
Oh,
they're in the wall. And Ben gets past both of them in a 4th. They're still side by side, but it looks like Noah is going to get that position.
Oh,
but Christian comes around the final corner.
Yeah, McKenna going down the inside. Christian wins the race in emphatic style, but McKenna does get that position on Persigeli, but Persigeli, of course, with that time penalty as well. So Tisto picking up P2 in the end. It was Jaunty who picks up P3. I don't know how that happened. uh, but yeah, Ben in P4, so solid result from him. Noah on those very old tires down to P5, McKinnon P6, Persigeli and Kid P7, P8 in the Ferrari. And Bunker as well, P9. Some points for the Red Bull. And the other Haas looks like he will pick up P10. Although I tell you what, Tuna is very close onto the back of him. But yeah, Janab indeed does pick up P10 in the end.
So a very entertaining race.
Yeah, it was a very strategy, like a battle of strategies there. It was like, didn't look like it was possible, then it looked like it might have been possible for those two stoppers to catch, but in the end it was down to the last lap, and Christian never really looking under any real threat there for that race win. Obviously safety cars are always a feature, or always a risk in a race, but he seals the deal. Pole and race win for Christian, and that's his first win of the season, I believe. And you actually predicted that, correct, Billy? You said you felt Christian would win this one.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just I can predict things. I don't know. I got a feeling, but I think a very surprise podium. Testo and Yonti. I don't think those guys have actually been on the podium before in Tier 1, and Yonti coming from P11 on the grid. Makenda 6th from 18th as well, so two very good drives to finish on the higher end of the field. But I did forget for Persigeli and Tuna.
Okay, and for some reason I did not see the final standings come up on my screen there, but we will head over to the interviews. I'm just looking at chat as well. I got Tipsy saying GG Billy's number 2 teammate. Yeah, let's head over to interviews. Let's see who we got. I think we might have Christian in there. No, we've none. No one wants to speak to us.
No. Well, you know, I don't want to speak to them either.
Let's bring Tuna in. He's not even in there, but Tuna, what a race from you, man.
Why did you take me here? I wasn't even in the booth.
You were first one in the queue there. I could see it looked down there.
It's not the queue.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
It's like you were the top guy there in that group, so it was like.
No one is in the interviews channel.
This is very unprofessional for me, Tuna, I have to say.
For me?
Yeah, man. Let's restart, right? So, what a race from you, Tuna. You were leading the championship. Tell us about the pain, the anguish, the horror of lap 1.
Yeah, I'm not even sure still what happened. I'm gonna have to go back and check, but I mean, it's basically my fault for getting such a bad start and getting myself in that situation, but I'm gonna have to look again and see what actually happened, because I have no idea. I just know that I end up in the wall and I can't move for like 10 seconds. I'm stuck. And then I always get going, and then even the game crashes once I pit. So, yeah.
Yeah, not ideal. And then, yeah, it was tough. It was a long race. I mean, maybe you could have got back in if it was a safety car, but unfortunately not. I'm getting a lot of complaints here. Apparently I was playing music very loud there on the intermission screen, but sorry about that. Guys, hopefully you're still with us. Tuna, yeah, but you were leading the championship going into this one. Obviously, it's only round 3, so you can afford these types of shit show races. Yeah, so like what's your mindset coming out of this one? Is it I retire, or is it let's go and see how round 4 works out?
I mean, I'm committed to doing this season, but obviously after this I'm probably happy to leave, I should say. But yeah, I mean, you're talking about the championship still, which is pretty surprising, because I mean, as I've said, with the pace I'm at, I'm not good enough for it. And well, I mean, they still need to maybe prove it per se, but you know, I'd still say it's true. And yeah, but I mean, I'll just do how I always do, this one race at a time, just try to do my best. And if my best is P11, then it is what it is.
That brings a tear to my eye, Tuna.
I mean, it's whatever, man.
Really, any questions for this this driver?
I do not. I have no questions. I'm very sad you had a bad race. You know, really helps me in the championship, though. So I'm not too sad.
You need to focus on Christian more.
Oh, don't I got Christian handled. Don't worry.
Okay. All right.
I'm looking forward to this interview. So Tuna, thanks for joining us in the comp booth, even though it was not a voluntary action, but thanks nonetheless.
All right.
And,
Thanks. Have a good night.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you next week on track. Let's bring him in. It's the man of the moment. Pole, race win, and now you get Bailey Thompson to ask you some questions about that emphatic victory. Let's go.
So it was okay. I mean, I saw a couple mistakes out there. I mean, really wasn't your best work, if I'm honest. Really surprised you couldn't get a gap on the guys behind. Yeah, I mean, it just looked a bit sloppy, but so just tell us about how that could have been better for you.
I could have been better. Well, first of all, no, you can't say that.
Nope.
Well, unlucky you don't have a wheel anymore, so you can.
Okay, cheap shot.
Plug it.
Yeah, you're lucky I didn't have a wheel because I looked at the start of the week that I was actually quicker than you.
Yeah, with your 14.8, you would have been P what? 16.
14.8 in time trial, by the way.
Yeah. No, it was. I don't know. It was pretty.
Okay, I'll ask
Good
you
race.
I'll ask you a proper question. Okay.
Can
So
you?
before the race, you were worried about the wing gap. You know, messaged me frantically. What should I do? What should I do? So
Yep.
I'm just curious what you actually went with the wings. Did you feel you had them too high or too low in the end, or did you feel you got it right?
I made some last minute changes. Yes, I did. The first lap in qualifying was the sketchiest lap I've ever done because I had no idea what the car was gonna do. But somehow it worked out great. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Paul by quite a margin as well. I think it was about 3/10 in the end.
Yes.
So I mean, it was quite clear you had the pace coming into the race, but obviously, the Mexico being Mexico, you can't really break that DRS.
Yep.
I mean, how hard were you tire saving really in the end? I mean, it didn't. It looked like the guys behind Tiesto and the Alpine pitted 3 laps before you and managed to make it to the end. So, do you think if you knew you could have made that strategy work, do you think you would have pitted earlier?
No. Preferably I would have boxed on the end of lap 14 actually, but tire wear was just a bit too high on the mediums to make that work. So I had 2 bucks on lap 13, and then there was quite a lot of cars in front, which they were on a 2-stop, I think. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, a lot of them were, but the Alpine, the Haas, and the Mercedes were all on the 1-stop with you.
Yeah. So I was surprised by how much overtaking we had to do. I just thought, we could get in a gap somewhere and cruise for a bit, but I had to use quite a lot of tires to overtake. And then I was like, okay, I have 3 seconds up to Persigilli now. I can just not push too hard and slowly catch up to him. And then he boxed, and then I panicked because he was on a 2-stop, and I just went. I'm either gonna get a puncture or win this race. I went balls to the wall. I mean, it was.
So you had your philosophy going into this race of what you were doing on the 1-stop, but as soon as you saw Persigilli pit for the 2-stop, you decided to not do that and just try to kill you.
I've been panicking all week. If it was 1-stop or 2-stop, I had to tire save every lap for 36 laps straight, and I just went, fuck it, I can't be bothered. I'm too scared. If the race was, if the race had been 1 sector longer, I would have been in puncture territory. So it was perfect, actually.
Well done, you know. Hopefully, I want to get used to the first place because once I get my my wheel fixed, you know, I'll be back.
Yeah, you'll be losing to me, so that's
Losing. Okay, yeah. Interesting. I think I had more wins last season, but
How
yeah,
are
sure.
you guys ever teammates? Like the dynamics in that team must have been outrageous.
that's a very good. I can't answer that question.
I have clips. I have clips that answer that question.
Oh, sure, yeah, but let's not show that.
Jeez.
Well, I'm so excited to hear Bailey commentate. Just yeah.
Yeah, I give you a lot of good. I don't insult you once actually. So
What? Are you alright?
I thought I think it'd be professional.
Uh huh. I'm pretty yeah. Snakes told you you'd have to. You were gonna get banned if you did anything.
No.
Uh,
He encouraged it.
oh, you did?
No, you know, you got lucky with my wheel breaking, but
Yeah.
you know, your luck runs out. So
How many races have you on? Sorry, I can't hear.
what this season or like in
Yeah,
SLR?
this season. Shut up. You've been racing since you barely could walk.
That's not my fault.
Yeah, it is.
It should have started earlier.
Yeah. You're such a genius sometimes.
I am, thank you.
Yeah, I know.
I would have known to do the one stop right off the start of the week. So.
All right. I mean, I knew it was going to be a one-stop all week.
So
I
Spa,
didn't even
Spa
worry.
next week, Christian. You have good memories of Spa from last season. I do because I won that race. So, how are you feeling for Spa next week? You know, good track, very good track. You hate it, but very good track.
Yeah, I mean, only sector 1, 2, and 3 is pretty much bad. And as long as I don't have a car up my, well, first of all, I don't start on the hard stuff.
Yeah.
And then hopefully I don't have a car up my inside, making it 3 wide, and yeah.
Well, yeah,
I'll
you most likely
cruise off
won't
to a win.
because you most likely won't because you'll most likely be starting second and I'll be in front of you. So.
All right, yeah. Well, you'll have a car up your inside then.
If you ain't got a good start.
Yeah, shut your mouth.
Okay.
I have no further questions.
You got any questions? Just
I have
trash
no
talk?
further questions.
Anyway, so Christian, well done on the win, and yeah, looks like it's going to be a good season for you. You got that, the water off the duck's back or something like that, or I don't know what the saying is, but basically you've got your first win, first of many maybe, unless
Bloody
Bailey
hope so.
unless Bailey gets his wheel pretty quickly, then it's game over, I guess.
Still
Even
winning the rest of the
Steve
races.
thinks I'm quicker than you, man. So.
What has he been smoking?
I mean, we're talking to an EGL champion here and SLR champion.
Yeah.
Some respect, you know?
What have you got your name, Christian? I forget.
I think I've won a lot of constructors championships.
yeah, because you get carried, man.
Shut up.
Right, you get carried. I scored more points than you last season.
I missed 3 races.
And I think, Christian, as this is about the 23rd time we've had this argument, that is pointless because you would not have won those 3 races anyway.
Yes, I would. Okay, you got 3 guys in the interview. You're gonna be sitting there for a long time if we keep going.
I could listen to these 2 all day, but yeah, we'll move on. We'll save it for next week. Billy doesn't get his wheel back. Maybe this will be the same.
Hopefully, I do.
Yeah. Well, Christian, anyway, GG on the race win, and yeah, we look forward to seeing you in Spa next week.
Thank you very much.
All right, there we go. Race winner and pole sitter, Christian. Let's bring in the Haas boys. We've got Jonty and Jaban. We're bringing them in together. Hello, guys. Team Haas for the win. Jonty, what a result for you today. Podium. Just tell us about your race a little bit.
Yeah, ended up quite well. The start went very well for me. I immediately off the line, I think I got 1 or 2 places, and then in the first corners, Tuna and someone else had some contact, some problems, but managed to navigate that without any problems. So at the end of lap 1, I think I found myself in P7. And yeah, then it was just a matter of staying with the train afterwards. And yeah, from that onwards, I was just trying to capitalize on any opportunity I could find, and I think I gained a place in the stadium at one point. Someone had a tank slapper, and I got past them, as well as well, yeah. When the pit stops came, I got surprised how early some people were pitting, and well, it became obvious later on that they were going for a 2-stop. 1 stop was my plan all the time, and yeah, when I noticed Christian 2 seconds ahead of me before the stops, I decided I have to box before him so I can undercut him and throw a tow hook behind him when he goes. And yeah, that luckily then took us to the finish line in P3.
Yeah, solid result. Podium, race free, lots of points on the board. Tell us a little bit about your teammate and how much he helped you in this race to get that podium.
He helped me quite a bit with the practice, at least, and yeah, giving information. We were quite far apart on track though, so there wasn't much teamwork going on mid-race, unfortunately.
Okay. Jaban, any comment on that? How was your race?
Yeah, I'm very happy to get the first points of the season, of course. Was a bit lucky at the start. I got a decent getaway and saw the people kind of spinning around in the first couple of corners. And was pretty lonely race from there on. This time I tried to make sure that the leaders don't take me out once they go past me. And yeah, nothing really happened. Tuna almost catch up to me on last lap, but managed to get the first point of the season home.
Let's go. Yeah, making Haas great again. I love it. What do you think about next week's track? We've got Spa coming up.
I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, it's obviously a nice track, and I think I saw a lot of potential for me in practice of Monza in Mexico. I just have to translate it more into the actual session.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, on my part as well, Spa. I like Spa. It's a fun track. It's a good track for racing, but finding pace there is a different matter then. So we'll be working on that for sure.
Yeah, I always think it's good when you've got a good teammate to bounce off, you know, with practice and feedback and, you know, strats and stuff. You know, it can be quite motivating to have that. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do in the Haas in round 4 at Spa next week. But congrats on the points today and congrats on that podium, Jonty.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and
we have a podium now.
Yes, you have a podium, so you know what's next? The race win, Japan, I believe.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
It's got to.
I'll probably get the win at some point of the season.
Yes, that's what we would like to hear.
That's the mentality, man.
I'm gonna play that clip back to you at the end of the season, so no pressure.
I'm happy that I edited my season prediction in which I said that I'm gonna be champion.
Yes.
I edited that right before it was close. So.
It's a bold statement, yeah.
Kiitos, guys, and have a good night.
Yes, you too, bro. Speak soon, and let's bring our last guy. It is P8 Kit.
Yes.
This was a home race for you of kinds. South America, kind of Colombian.
I mean, we're talking about a whole continent here of the Americas. Yeah. You're basically saying, like, to any European like in any European race would say it's a home race.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's an ongoing thing with our gamer. Like any Middle Eastern track, I'm like, this is a home track for you, which
Yeah, a
doesn't
bit
get on well.
far away from Colombia, man.
Yeah.
Even though,
So
yeah.
let's have a look at the race. So the first end looked like you had pace all race long, but you did have a moment on the end of the first end. I think Bailey caught it on stream. You had a bit of a moment, but for most of the race, it seemed like that was the only real mistake that we picked up on. You had great pace and were able to bring home points today. So yeah, just tell us a bit from your perspective how that race went.
Uh, I mean, yeah, stint was. I think everyone was managing tires, and I think Bailey can speak from experience as well that the mediums here is just tend to overheat everywhere, and you tend to wheel spin. So I think it might have been masked a bit about that, but otherwise it was pretty decent. And yeah, that was the only mistake I had, pretty much. Except for the strategy. I mean, the two-stop would have worked if the field was more spread out, and your buddy Christian wouldn't have dragged everyone along. But you know,
I mean, I didn't want him to do that either. I didn't want him to win.
Yeah, no one wanted to. Who does? McLaren domination is boring now. Okay. No, but it's yeah. I think what made me lose so much time to the actual pack is I wasted so much ERS getting through the traffic, and once I got through the traffic, I got overtaken left, right, and center. Couldn't quite defend it, and that was the cause of me bogging down and having a lonely race towards the end.
Yeah,
So it's life.
the quali as well. The final run in quali was particularly stand out for you. I mean, I think it jumped you up to P6, which was pretty solid time, you know, in the end, just when you needed that time. So you were able to start up further up the grid a wee bit, which obviously helped a lot there. Long race though, yeah, and the tire strategy, yeah, in hindsight's a great thing, isn't it? But points in the end for both you and Persigeli. I think I'm looking at the constructors. Like you were heading into this race in P2 in constructors. I think with Mercedes not having the best day out there, I mean, there's a chance, maybe slim chance that you'll make up some points there. But obviously McLaren had a good showing today with Christian winning the race. I mean, is that something you're conscious of, or are you just going into each race taking it as it comes?
Funny enough, since you mentioned it last interview, we've been more conscious about it than ever. But yeah, no, we're aware of the position we're in. I think Mercedes just gained a bit on us today though, because Percy ended up by Noah.
Yeah.
Fortunately for us, that Tuna was not in the mix today, because that would have been a bigger loss, net loss. But in terms of, I mean, we're pretty far from P3 onwards. You know, I think definitely the start of the season has helped us out as well, and you know, I'm just gonna point out here that I've stayed ahead in the drivers' championship of Bailey for 3 runs in a row now. So
I didn't race. So you can't claim that. You can't claim that like it's you can't claim that that's like a flex, but I didn't show up.
Okay, for 2 races in a row now.
You're beating someone who doesn't have a wheel. You know what, Kate? If I wheel doesn't come in time for Spa, I'll race on a keyboard, mate, and I'll still finish in front of you.
I don't know about that, mate.
No,
even with your wheel in your first 2 rounds, I don't know. You've been
okay, but you finished behind me in Italy. You beat me in Australia, and that was it.
Yeah, it's punctures both races, if I don't remember right.
And I beat you with a puncture.
On the final straight, okay. Points is what's matter, bro. Come on. And at the end of the day, I've outscored you. So
okay.
Well, the results are in. Kit, you're P7, 22 points, but in the constructors, it is P2 still, 61 points. So Mercedes 76, McLaren 45. So yeah, gap either side there. So yeah, Ferrari looking strong this season. You and Persigeli looks like a good, formidable matchup.
Bit of a dark horse, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought, eh? Not Jamie. Said P. I would have finished like higher than P9. Shut the fuck. I mean, kindly, respectfully, you know, keep your mouth shut. No, I'm joking.
Well,
I hope it was more entertaining for you guys than it was for me.
yeah, it was a good race. Strategy kind of was the focus, I think, mostly. Lap one was interesting as well, but you know what I'm really interested in is actually hearing what music you played in the race intro. I'm guessing it was a mariachi band or something, or
Oh yeah,
let's
I've
go.
completely covered. I've done that before F1, like actual F1 did. I started doing that for every Mexican run I took part of for since like 2019 or something, and F1 just started doing that after 21. So I coined that, and
You're the trendsetter, huh?
yeah, I'm gonna see F1 in court. I'm probably gonna win that case anyway. So, but yeah, Bailey, thank you for obviously covering, and hopefully you enjoyed seeing Christian win.
Sure. Whatever helps you sleep at night, man.
Yeah, it does. It does. I sleep with a smile on my face.
Okay.
All right, have a good one.
Yes, kid.
Bye-bye.
Thanks very much, kid. And we will speak to you soon. We've already got driver of the day. I do want to put a mention out to a good friend of mine, Tipsy Bob, Damien. His pet dog Eddie passed away yesterday, so very sad to hear that. And it was a lovely wee dog. I did meet him a bunch of times. He featured on many a stream. We could hear him barking and getting up to all sorts. You know, while Tipsy was commentating, and yeah, just sort of very sad news to hear about that. So thinking of Tipsy Bob and his partner Kitty at this time. But yeah, I think the final thing to mention is the driver of the day. We need to pick out 3 drivers from that race. So what do you think, Billy?
I think definitely Yonti. 11th to 3rd, a very, very strong showing from the Haas driver there today. I think he's definitely up there for one of my driver of the days. And I guess Makenda too, from 18th to 6th in the end. And then I guess the final one would be maybe Christian. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
Does he really need the driver? Yeah, Christian as well. I mean, I can joke about it as much as I like, but he did a very solid performance, and he didn't really put a foot wrong that whole race, and he did what he needed to do to come away with that. So that would be my 3.
Wow. Warm words there from Bailey Thompson on Christian. You love to see it. So we've got John D. McKender, Christian submitted for the driver of the day picks. The drivers will decide on that. So head over to Discord to find out the outcome of that vote. But that's it. Yeah, we're heading to Tier 2 tomorrow, 2000 CET. Sorry, we're not in winter, unfortunately. And yeah, we're heading to Mexico, so a bit warmer over there than it is where I am currently. Tier 2, yeah, 2000 CST. It's all. I just did it again. CET. Yeah, I'll just end the stream on that point, like before we get any more fluff ups. But yeah, you get the idea. Tune in tomorrow for that one. It looks like it's going to be a pretty decent race. Gerla and Feta will be commentating on that one, so please tune in for that one. And to all those out there listening and watching, thanks very much for your support, and we will speak to you soon. Good night and good.